Hey everybody! Today, Rahdo runs down Ganz, Schon, which is an abstract roll and write game where 1 to 4 players try to prove just how clever they can be. And the way it works is, on your turn, you are going to roll all of these 6 dice. And let's see what I got here on my turn. Now, I'm going to pick one of these dice, and depending on what color it is, that means I'm going to fill in a space in either the yellow, the blue, the green, the orange, or the purple scoring areas. Now, they all function differently, but as a general rule, almost always, although not always, the higher value die, the better. So you might say, hey, well, if you want the highest value die, I should go on ahead and take this orange 6, because that means I would put a 6 in the orange row, which is worth 6 points at the end of the game. That's pretty awesome. But here's the trick. After you take your first of 3 dice that you are going to claim on your turn, if there are any dice that are a lower value than what you took, those dice are all lost. They all go onto the silver platter, and it's like you're handing them to your opponents on a platter. So as much as I would like this big juicy orange 6-point die, I'm not going to take it, because then with all the other die, if there were any other 6s here, I'd keep them. But since everything is below a 6, I'd lose everything. So I can't possibly take that. I've got the same problem with this big juicy 5 green. If I take this, well, I'll keep this because it's a higher value, but I'll lose these other 4 dice, which means for my second die, I'll only have one to choose from. So I'm not going to claim either of those. I'm going to go for one of the low values. And for your first of 3 dice you grab, usually you want to grab a low value, and then for your second, you usually want to grab a medium, and then for your last one, you hopefully grab a big value. But you never know depending on how things go. So what am I going to do? Well, if I take either of these 1s, then I don't have to lose anything because there's nothing lower than a 1. So that might be kind of nice. Maybe I just want to take this yellow 1. That'll be the first one I take. Let's go with that. And now what that means is I look over here in the yellow area, and you can see there are 2 number 1s. There's 2 number 6s, 2 number 4s, etc., etc. I get to cross out one of these 1s now, which means I will be working. If I cross out this one, I'll be working on completing this row and this column. If I complete this column, I scored 14 points. If I complete this row, I get to put a free value 4, which is basically 4 points, in the orange row. And a big part of this game as it goes on is unlocking clever combos. I get this 4 that lets me get this +1, that lets me claim a blue, that lets me get another X, that lets me finish. You can get really cool, big, powerful combo strings as the game goes on. But at the beginning, of course, we're just starting out. What the heck? I'm taking that yellow 1. I will go on ahead and claim this, which means now, if I get a yellow 2 and a yellow 5, I'll get a freebie 4 in my orange. If I get a yellow 6 and a yellow 3, I'll get 14 points for the end of the game. Now, because I took a 1, nothing else gets removed, and so I now move on to my second roll. Okay, and what do we got? Oh, we got a bunch more 1s, and a 6, and a 2. Now, once again, I've got this situation. If I take this 2, then all of these 1s will get jettisoned. They will go to my opponents. I will put them on the silver platter. So, and if I take this 6, everything will be gone. So once again, I think I'm stuck taking another 1. I think this time, I'm going to take a blue 1. Alrighty. Now, that means I'm going to fill up the blue section over here, which, like the yellow, means this is a place where I want to complete rows and columns to unlock bonuses. That'll be really, really useful. Plus, the more spaces I fill in here, the more points I'll have at the end of the game. But whenever you do a blue action, you have to add the blue plus the white. There's a little reminder of it right here. There you go, going closer. So you can see, whenever you're doing a blue, you add the current value of the blue and the current value of the white. And so, it's a 1 plus a 1. That's not bad. That's a 2. That is just about the toughest space in this blue to fill, because you need 2 1s. So I'm definitely taking advantage of that, and now that means I'm starting to work on finishing this row and this column. Okay, and because again it was a 1, and there was nothing lower than a 1, I don't lose anything, which means for my third turn, I get to re-roll everything and maximize my chances of getting a big high value die. Let's see what I got. Ooh, an orange 5. I think I like that. I will take that. And so over here, in these 2 spaces, as you fill them in, you just fill in whatever space the die allows for, and you're trying to complete these rows columns. For the green, orange, and purple, you're going from left to right, and there are different rules. For the orange, you can just put anything you want in any space, and it's just worth that many points. So I'm putting this orange 5 in. I just scored 5 points. And now, next time I get an orange, I'll fill this space. And when I fill the third space, I will unlock a re-roll, which could be very handy. And then when I fill in the fourth space, as you can see up close, I get 2x. So I want to get an orange 6 when I get there so I can score 12 points. So anyway, I've done that orange. By the way, speaking of rerolls, I forgot. At the beginning of the first round, which is where we are, everybody gets a free reroll. So if I, at any point during these, did not like my rolls, I could have rerolled to try to get something better. But it's good to save these rerolls when you're really desperate late in the game. So anyway, so that's it. I have claimed my 3 dice. I've started to work on 3 different categories, and the remaining 3 dice, they go on the silver platter to my opponents, which means Jen now, she can either claim the purple 1, the green 2, or the white 1. And now you might be saying, white? What is all this white about? I understand how you combine it with the blue, but there's no white section. There's yellow, blue, green, orange, and purple. White is a wild. So if Jen chooses to claim the white, she can treat this as any color she wants. And I think that's what she's going to do. She's going to take this, or, and again, if there were multiple players, everybody would be able to take any of these they want. These are totally accessible to everyone. So everybody could choose the white one. So Jen's choosing that. She picks what color it's going to be. She says, I want it to be blue. And what that means is she's going to do a blue action. Whenever you do blue action, you combine the blue and the white die, so that's 2. Jen wants to fill in this super tough blue 2 space as well. So Jen has piggybacked off of me because the 1 went her way. And now my turn is over. It is Jen's turn. She's going to roll the dice, claim something. Oh, now this is a bit more interesting. Jen could claim a big, juicy 6. All of these would get wiped away, and hey, she'd at least get 1 more opportunity to claim a die. But again, you really want to claim all 3. So Jen, if she really wants to, she might go on ahead and grab these 3s, because say she grabs this white wild card 3, because she doesn't want to give me the wild card. If this comes over here, all the players get access to it. So if Jen takes this for herself, hey, it could be a yellow 3, or it could be a blue 3, which would combine with that, or it could be any color she wants. By taking this, because these ones are lower, she's giving them to me, but she's giving me crappy, low-value dice. So she doesn't mind taking this, claiming it, and now, on her second roll, she'll get to re-roll all of these, so she's still got a good chance at getting cool, high-value dice. So if she took that as a... Let's see, if she took it as a blue, she'd combine these, that'd be a 9. If it were a 10, she'd do it so she could keep on working on this column. I think she will take it as a green, which means the first space of green has to be greater than or equal to 1. So Jen's just done that to score 1 point. Now the next time she takes a green, which unfortunately she can't do because she's just locked the green out, but in a future turn she'd be able to take green, it needs to be greater than 2, greater than or equal to 2, which scores her 3, and so on until the last phase can only be a 6, but it's worth 66 points if you make it all the way up there. Plus you will have unlocked all these bonuses. So that's the way the green works. The purple is kind of similar, but you always have to go higher and higher, and once you do a 6, it resets. You can keep on going. The oranges you can put anything in, and so on. Now, all right, and so then Jen's going to roll again with her remaining. And all right, she could take that 6, but then she'd throw those 3s away. She doesn't want to do that. So she will, yeah, she'll take the blue 6, which means you do the blue. She adds them together. That's a 6. She's done her second. She's about to unlock a bonus green, which means she wants... All right, and so a 3 didn't eliminate that, so this does not go away. Jen gets 1 more roll, and low numbers, no! All right, well, Jen does not want to put an orange 1 because that's just worth 1 point. You want to put high values in the orange and the purple because that's just what they're going to be worth. I got 5 points there. So what is Jen going to do? I think she'll take the yellow 2 and start working on this row because, hey, when she completes this row, she'll keep on doubling down on her green row. And she took that, which means this gets eliminated, and now she has left me a bunch of 1s. A purple 1 is worth 1 point. An orange 1 is worth 1 point. I don't like those, but I do like the green 1 because I filled in my first space on there. And that was my turn. And that was the end of the first round in a 2-player game. So now we go on to the second round, and everybody gets access to one of these bonus dice, which means on your turn, or whoever's turn it is, whether it's yours or somebody else's turn, after all the dice are rolled and everything is settled, you can use this power to grab any die you want and write it into whatever space is appropriate. So these are very powerful. Rerolls can be powerful if the dice don't go your way. And we keep going in a 2-player game up to 6 rounds, and then we use the back of a form to tally up and see who was the most clever. And that's just a quick rundown. This is a very well-loved new hot game. It was nominated for the Kennerspiel des Jahres. I understand why. I love the mechanisms, but I hate the abstract nature of it. As I was playing, I was thinking, oh my gosh, this is so clever. But personally, I found myself so disjointed from the activities just because there was no story pulling me in that I just didn't enjoy it as much as some other roll and writes that I have played recently. But still, if you don't mind abstract, this is a phenomenal game. It is certainly worthy of all the love and praise it's getting. And that's the rundown, folks, on Ganz, Schon, Clever. Thanks very much for watching. Have a very nice day. Talk to you later. So long. Bye-bye.